Hi everyone, welcome back to Dance Mama Dance, or welcome if you're new. My name is Jen and I make videos on cleaning motivation and all things mom related. Today I am going to be going through and organizing my son's toys and rotating a few of them out that haven't been played with in a while. I am not decluttering in this video, although we are always decluttering. I feel like we do practice minimalism, so we are always trying to make sure that the items that we have in our home do serve a purpose and add value. I do try to rotate my son's toys when he is not home, from the standpoint that he is only 3.5 and he can definitely get hung up on something. And once it's out of the way, it's out of sight, out of mind. And I'm not actually getting rid of the toys. I'm just putting them away, and I'll probably bring them out in another month or so. I hope this video brings you some cleaning motivation or some motivation to organize something in your home. And I hope that you stay with me to the end and follow along with me. And if you are new to my channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. While my son is only 3.5, we do have a handful of toys that are technically meant for ages 4 and up or ages 5 and up. These are a great example. They are from the Target brand, I think it's Driven, and they are meant to, I think, emulate what micro machines were. And I was born in 1988, so I personally did not play with micro machines, but my husband did, and he loved them. My son absolutely loves these little cars, and actually they come in these cute little garage boxes, and they were one of the items that we used for rewards for potty training. So our son loves them. We definitely make sure that we are playing with him when he's playing with these. But generally, he is pretty safe with toys, and I think we've moved past the stage of putting things in our mouth, but we do keep a very close eye on him when he is playing with these very small pieces. I do also want to add that I realize I am organizing these pretty extremely. I have the cars in one spot, the little signs in another, and I am very aware that they are not going to stay like this. More or less, I'm looking to make sure that all of the pieces still fit in this storage container and that I don't need to change out the type of container that they're in. Ideally, my son will just be able to get the pieces back into the container, which he generally does, not necessarily perfectly sorted the way I just did. I am going ahead and pulling out this bin. I've showed it in my past videos, and it contains all of my son's clothes for the next season. And I just wanted to pull out his jeans and kind of see what we had, just to make sure that we didn't need to do any more back to school shopping before back to school gets going here. We do live in Michigan, so we don't start school until that first week in September, but I do know there's a lot of families that are already back to school, and obviously the stores already have all of their back to school stuff out. So I just wanted to make sure that we didn't need to go shopping or get anything extra before the school year started. I am pretty sad to say here that the kitchen is taking a break. It was in my son's closet, and I had recently pulled it out in a video and set it back up for him and just minimize the amount of food and accessories that I had with it. And he's just still not playing with it. It sits here, and basically it's a place for him to set all of his cars and trains. So we're gonna go ahead and put it down in the basement for a little while and see if maybe we pull it out in the next couple months or in the new year. He might be a little bit more interested in playing with it, but I didn't want to keep it around in his room just to be a catch-all. especially since lately he's just been wanting to play with his toy trains and his cars more often. It just made sense to put it away. The train set that we have for my son is actually from Chuggington. It was a kids show that is no longer on the air, but we subscribed to Prime Video and we discovered it on there, and my son just absolutely loves the series. We ended up scouring eBay and we found a really tiny little local toy shop that had some of the toys left, and he has a pretty nice sized collection now. And I really like this brand just because all of the trains have a really nice painted detail to them, and it's a really great quality. He also plays with them in so many different ways, and it has been a great investment. My husband and I both come from the same school of thought in that we should invest in something that he's actually going to play with. And we're not so much a fan of like the cheapy plastic pieces. We'd rather get something like a really hardy train set that's going to last for years and years. Or if we are going to buy plastic toys, we make sure that it is a eco-conscious brand such as Green Toys. And I just want our toys to last. I don't want them to be breaking constantly. And of course they're going to. Our son is young and he plays pretty hard with things. But this train set in particular has held up really well. We also are a big fan of the Duplo Lego blocks, which you will see in a few minutes. This blue bucket was my catch-all for anything that I picked up from my son's room, and I am just emptying it out and sorting the items that are in it. The toys that I'm putting back into the bucket are cars that will fit on the little Matchbox set behind me. The shelf is where we keep the bins for our fine motor toys. On the left are the little cars that I just organized. In the middle are our mag formers, and then these are just some little nuts and bolts, and you build them into different creative objects or animals or cars. Just kind of stuff to keep our fine motor skills going and work on that hand-eye coordination. I am definitely organizing all of the Duplo blocks, and I'm sure I'm going to get a bunch of messages and comments about this, because who sits there and organizes all of their kids' Duplos? That would be me. I do not do this very often, but I was trying to see if I could fit them into these couple containers and then get them onto the shelves behind me, just as a way to have them up off the floor and out of the way. I feel like when they are in this giant basket that they were in, they tend to just be something that's very fun to dump and walk away from. And then it leaves my husband and I and the dog and the cat to be stepping over Legos all day. And I just kind of wanted to see if we could tuck them away and then he could know where they are and pull them out when he wanted to play with them. So we'll see if this works. I absolutely loved Duplos when I was a child, so this was definitely a toy that I knew I wanted to bring into our home, and it is one of the few toys that we can get out and my son will play with for hours on end, and you can get up and walk away and he still will keep playing and then sit back down with him and continue playing a different way. They're just a great open-ended toy, and I definitely recommend them as far as it being a classic toy for you to purchase for your family. That is going to be it for this video, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed it and that it brought you a ton of organization, motivation. Obviously, when you have a toddler or kids in general, things like your toy storage are constantly going to change as their needs and their interests change. And this is just one of the ways that we're organizing our toys right now. I feel like we've gone through so many different ways as our son has grown. And I really love making sure that we are being very conscious about the items that we're bringing into our home and the toys that we're purchasing. If you liked this video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up and that you hit that subscribe button if you have not already. And I will see you in the next one.